And we start off today, on Sunday. So apparently, there is a brand new, familiar DSP episode 2 about the Wolverine figure out right now. Go, watch that. And DSP says he's not a scammer, he's not a grifter, he's honest to people. Well, recently, DSP got verified by Kick, which means he gets paid weekly, not monthly. However, he's still telling people at the end of the month, please support, last chance, I'll get paid for the month. And Kino Casino is going to call him out on that.
It would be great if today we could get some support on Kick. It is the final day of the month, so it would count and I would, get credit for it right away. All right? Please consider becoming a sub.
$5. Pause. He's lying.
Weekly.
He's saying, yeah, it's weekly for him because he's verified, which he admits later on.
You fucking lying sack of shit.
So he's actually a total liar who's creating a false sense of urgency because he's lying.
Yeah.
He's lying to the customer and creating a false sense of urgency, which is unethical, Phil.
Yeah,
and actually it's immoral to do that, Phil. You want to talk about morality and positivity and all this shit. You're lying to the customer as a salesman and creating a false sense of urgency. But the only way you're going to get that money is if they donate today because it's the last day of the month. When in reality, you don't get paid monthly, you get paid weekly, Phil. What a piece of shit.
Then we have some Kick band names from the day before, including Winter Soldier 3 times, Philip Burnell confirmed 220, Miss Mental Crash, That One Guy 90, Kobe in Colorado 99, Made More Than 1K day before, Based Alpha Real, Glazed and Confused, I Can Smell You, King Snake Style Regard Real, and King Snake Real. Look how sad and pathetic this is for a 43-year-old man celebrating his birthday online for random strangers like Jade and Slayer. And DSP, the recovering alcoholic, now has tequila, moonshine, 2 different variations, and a bunch of shots ready to drink when you give him money. Now I'm gonna assume this is Review Tech USA under a burner account because he talks exactly like RTU and brings up the same questions he has for Phil. I have a question. Why did you mock Review Tech USA for consuming edibles when you are a self-proclaimed recovering alcoholic, but still drink? You even take shots for money. Very hypocritical of you. This is the same language that Michelle Soguchi said to Jay Hoof, just saying. And of course, DSP has to respond to this. And he's gonna say it's not a big deal. I rarely drink, even though he says, oh, me and my wife were having drinks. I was drinking on my day off. After I turn the stream off, I go downstairs and have some drinks. But guys, remember, it's rarely ever done.
Ready? I'm gonna watch this. He says, I have a question. Why do you mock Review Tech USA for consuming edibles? When you are a self-proclaimed recovering alcoholic but still drink, you even take shots for money. Very hypocritical of you. If you don't understand the difference between someone who just daily had to eat edibles to get through his streams, his normal work day, he's eating this stuff live on stream in front of everyone and proclaiming he's doing it, by the way. You can't compare that and see the difference of me doing a marathon stream every once in a while as a celebratory event and a thank you for people supporting me, and having this liquor as a rare thing, as a gimmick. People ask me, will you drink tonight? Will you drink tonight? No, I literally save it just for marathons. That way it's something special. I'm not doing it too much, and it's paced well, and it's not unhealthy for me. That's the difference. If you don't understand the difference, I can't help you. You need to go talk to someone like, I don't know, a psychiatrist or something. Because again, some people just have this simpleton mindset and they think that everything in the world is black and white and they can't even make simple comparisons between things to see the difference. I can't make you an intelligent person. That's on you. Okay?
Now, I want to point out as well, for someone who's a recovered alcoholic, these drinks have no effect on you. Even the moonshine had no effect on you, Phil. You just sipped it down like it was water. That's not a good sign. And also, anyone who's a recovered or recovering alcoholic should never, ever, ever drink. That is one of the first things they tell you in recovery or AA, is that you take out all the triggers, you take out all the vices, you take out anything that makes you want to drink, and you never, ever, ever take another sip, or else you'll relapse. And then another instance where he's a scammer and a grifter. He always says, I will do a shot for every $100 I raise. But now, on his birthday stream, he says, He has no contract or obligation to actually do the shots. That is right. You can pay him to do a shot, and he can say, no, I'm not gonna do it. And spoiler, he still owes people 4 or 5 shots from this stream. And then people were still pushing back about his alcoholism. And he tried to deflect and defend himself by saying, at least his drinking is not as bad as before. That is not something a recovered alcoholic says, Phil. Then we have DERICH 220th of Coomland, who shows off a more realistic poster for DSP's birthday party. And then husband of the year here, DSP says, who says if his wife messes up the food today, and yes, he actually said if she messes it up, he will just order Little Caesars. Well, Cat, get fucked! And this is gonna be really funny later on in the video, because remember, he's gonna break down and cry about his wife today and how much he loves her. And then later on in the week is their wedding anniversary, which should be very interesting to see what happens. And even before his birthday stream, he kept saying, guys, it'd be funny if I got $3,000. Guys, I want this to be the most successful stream I've ever done. And I think $3,000 would beat it. And throughout the whole night, guys, it'd be funny if I got $3,000, right? Man, we're so close to $3,000. It's just a joke though, dudes. It's just a joke, don't worry about it. But it'd be funny if we actually got $3,000. Even at one point, he said, it would make the trolls and the detractors cry and seethe if I got $3,000. But again, no pressure, dudes. But it'd be funny if we got $3,000.
What I talked about this week, someone said, Phil, if you had one big, giant challenge you would like to do this year, what would it be? I said, I would like to do a stream where I basically am more successful than the stream that I did as a collaboration last year, doing the co-op commentary on the Review Tech USA documentary. Because if you remember, when I did that, a ridiculous amount of people came over from Kino Casino and supported that stream like crazy. I made over $3,000 that day alone on that stream between tips and stream contributions via YouTube. So I would like to top that. So obviously, today will be the day where I will top that. No, I'm not going. There's no way. There's absolutely. I would be shocked if this ever happens. I would literally be shocked if I ever topped that. But I'm just saying, that's the goal. $3,000 today. Yeah, right. It's not going to happen. Anyway.
Then DSP started getting money, and it is now time for DSP to try moonshine for the first time. Now DSP is going to talk about the government and how Social Security will not be around when he gets older. And he's going to go on a rant about Elon and Trump, and it's very DSP-esque.
Well, thank you so much for your support recently, Lance. I really appreciate you. Thank you. The Red King, $5 super chat, says, congrats on 43. Only 22 more years till you're eligible for Social Security unless Trump and Elon take it away. I'm going to be honest with you, Red King. I don't believe Social Security will be around when I'm that age. Social Security was an idea set up a long time ago that I don't actually believe anyone had long-term thought for. Like, it really doesn't even support itself in the long term unless the structure is changed. So I was never expecting that when I got older, I was going to get it. You know, it is what it is. I'll pay taxes into it my whole life and get nothing out of it, and I don't really care. To be honest, you know, I could be sitting here and be angry about it. Oh, I was supposed to get that guaranteed money that I paid into my whole life, but I feel like my generation already is so, like, we don't have these aspirations of, like, grandeur. We're going to get free money when we're older and all of that. I think we've lived through life where we don't expect that anything that our government has set up is really going to work. So I'm not expecting it at all. Like I told you guys, I'm expecting I'll be working for the rest of my life, you know? And that's sad to say, but I really do think that will be the case. I don't think I'm ever going to have a full retirement where I could just sit around not working. I just don't see that happening. It's funny because right now, no lie, in my neighborhood, where I live, this private community, half the neighborhood is retirees. Half the neighborhood are people who they hit age 60-something, they retired, they don't ever have to work again. They're just sitting around enjoying their golden years. I don't think I'll ever have that. I'm not fooling myself, but that's just America. You know, we had a generation that it was set up to work it's almost like a pyramid scheme when you think about it. They set it up so that you can't not pay into it because it's the law to do so. But by the time that it's time for you to get your pay, you don't get it. It's going to fall apart. Isn't that great? But let's not get too political here on today's on today's birthday stream. I prefer to lean back and relax and have a good day with you all rather than worry too much about politics and stuff, okay? Thank you, Itzy. Said happy birthday. Thank you.
And of course, yet again, DSP going on about no one's gonna kick him off the internet. He is gonna be the one that decides when he is done. And nobody can change his mind because he's a survivor, dude. Of course, this is all delusions of grandeur from Phil.
Jade, I love you, man. He goes, don't say thank you to me. I say thank you to you. Nah, it's all good. This is how it works. It's called a reciprocation, right? It is. One day, 17 years ago, out of nowhere, I decided to take a bum-ass, outdated, crappy digital camera and put it onto a tripod and charge the battery and put a memory card in there and point it at my TV at an angle because it was only a 4:3 aspect ratio and hit record. And I said, I'm just going to talk to this camera when I play a game and see what happens. And I was drinking and I was being stupid. And here we are 17 years later. And I am able to be a full-time content creator who streams, who plays games, who hangs out with you guys, who makes a good living doing it, who lives a great life, who can support his family. I owe you all so very, very much. And I hope you understand that I know that and how grateful I am for it. At the same time, when you guys say thank you to me, it's like, for what? For being myself, for just turning on that camera and playing games and being silly. You know what I mean? To me, it's a wild, crazy life. Like, how many people don't get to do what they love? I understand how incredibly grateful I am. I will never stop saying thank you to you guys because you guys are so amazing for allowing me to have such a great life and spend all these times together and everything. You guys are amazing, you know? Let's see. Wow, some more support just came in. Thank you all. We've got Mando, $5 super chat. Happy birthday, Phil. I've been watching you since 2009. You've always been there. Cheers to continuing being my comfort streamer. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that I'm your comfort streamer. And like I said, I'm not going anywhere. All right, I'm not. I'm going to stream as long as I want. The day that I hang it up is the day that I choose to. It doesn't matter how many people are against me, how much crap is thrown at me. Again, I've been through it all, and it's never going to end me. I'm cool, man. I'm good. I'm happy, and thank you all for everything. And I'm glad that people look to me as a comfort streamer because you know you can depend on me to put out content, right? So thank you for that.
And look at this. On DSP's birthday, 422 people watching PWR and 388 people watching DSP Gaming. So sad. And apparently DSP doubts that there's even 2 million streamers online. He says there's less than that online. And yet another rant about how people turned on him after he moved to Washington. Because before that, according to DSP, he was beloved. He was the underdog that people cheered for. Of course, again, delusions of grandeur. Everyone hated you, Phil. You were the laughing stock. People made fun of you, but you're the only one that can't see it.
Refresh. Okay. Okay. So when I moved across the country, I think what it was, my honest opinion here is I went from being the small-time underdog guy, right? No budget, no real equipment. I'm just using a few consoles and a crappy camera and all of that, right? And I started becoming a live streamer, direct capture. Now I have money, I can move across the country. And that whole feeling like I'm your bro who's sitting next to you on the couch playing a game kind of dissipated. And I think people realized, if Phil has money, why does all his content look like shit? Fair enough. I think that was a really valid criticism. I'm looking at it now in the future, back at myself back then. Other people were doing such better content, better quality, and more effort into it. And you're like, wait a minute, you could afford to move from Connecticut, this rinky-dink little place, to Seattle, this much bigger house, better community, private community, right? But your content still looks like shit. And I think that's when everyone kind of turned against me and everyone just started ridiculing me, right? So it sucks that happened. But to be honest, I still to this day believe it was the best decision I ever made because look what's happened in the last 11 years. The economy changing, interest rates changing. If I hadn't moved when I did, I don't know if I ever would have been able to. Like I might have been stuck. If I had stayed 2-3 more years in Connecticut, I might have been stuck there forever. And then maybe I would have lived with regret and just like resentment that I didn't do what I should have done when I did. And ultimately my financial decisions were bad because I turned into a guy who overspent and didn't plan budget-wise and ended up having a bankruptcy, right? But at the same time, things have finally turned around after learning my lesson, doing things better. And now look at how much better things are. The quality is better. Everything has been improved so much, and I'm not killing myself with stupid decisions anymore, you know? So, I think ultimately, as bad as it was for a long time, I made the right decision. But a lot of people disagree with me on that and say that, oh, you should have been more conservative or not spent as much. But ultimately, when I look at how things are today, that I'm happily married, I'm in a great place in my life, my content is better, things are just in general just much better. How could I say that I made a mistake back then? You know, I don't know.
Did you guys hear that? He said the reason he went into bankruptcy is because he overspent and didn't budget. For years and years and years, he said, the trolls, the detractors, they ruined my business. They are the reason I got a bankruptcy. But now, it's because of him. Funny how time changes your story. Then we have this from Nordwharf. Will Cat make it clap for a It's a Gundam t-shirt? Then apparently, everything's getting back to DSP about PWR. And DSP has now banned PWR in his chat, made his name a banned word, and then people start gassing PWR up, saying that, oh, DSP's gonna try and sue you.
Let's see. Can you snipe DSP stream? I don't know what that means. I did drop in and I said happy birthday, but I think I'm blocked. My messages aren't showing up. Because I typed it on my phone and then I looked at it on my YouTube because I wasn't sure and my message wasn't even there.
Maybe like at least one of his most long-term supporters. Like,
yeah, I'm almost heartsick just reading that. I don't really care. I mean, do whatever you want. I'm not doing anything that has to do with them, other than mentioning them here and there. But yeah, sue me all you want, and we'll see what happens.
And so, like, I suppose my question to you is, like, because clearly, like, you're still being friendly toward him, you're still being supportive, you're wishing him happy birthday. Like, what would it take for you to, like, kind of wash your hands and be like, you know what, I was a fan of DSP, I had a good time, it was a good run, but you know what?
Brother, honestly, I'm getting pissed off because if that is true, that he's talking about suing me, that might be it there. That's all I think they would do is send me like a cease and desist to just stop talking about him. I'm not stealing his business. I'm literally just a fan who openly speaks about being inspired by him, and that's about as far as it'll go. If this is, if it's gonna get to this level, I'll never freaking talk about him again.
Oh man, well, I'll tell you, like, you're definitely a bigger man than I am.
I'm pretty pissed
like,
off, dude. Like my mood has just like something in my brain, dude. If that is true, I'm flipping the switch and I'm hot.
Yeah, you are very hot. I'm getting hot listening to it, man. It's a hot situation all around. Like on a scale, it's like Tabasco right now on a hot sauce scale.
Yeah, no problem.
Maybe habanero actually. I don't know. It's getting there.
All right, I'm gonna let you go because I'm a little pissed off. But I'm just like, I'm shaking.
No, I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off. I'm just saying you are a bigger man than me because if he blocked me after all these years of support, I'd be like done with him there. So well done to you. But I just say I'd reconsider maybe, you know, be like, and maybe wash your hands of him completely.
Yeah,
because,
honestly, if this is true, I'm probably people will send me the clip. I don't know if it's bull crap, if it's not. I mean, what is he gonna sue me for? I didn't do effing anything. I don't have anything. Like I said, I'm literally just a fan. I've been in lawsuits. I've won, like, court cases. I took the police department to court and won a settlement from that. Although it was very small. But, yeah, so I know the game, and if he wants to play that game, I'll play it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. Whether he sues you or not, I think this whole reason for him being hostile towards you, and then I'll go. And here's the honest part here, PWO. He's jealous of you, buddy.
All right, well, we'll leave it at that. All right, thank you very much, brother. Oh my God, I'm pissed off. Hold on, I'm gonna take another call here, get my mind off that crap. What's going on, brother? You're on the air. You got me when I'm hot and fired up. What's up?
PWR, dude. I was good to hear you. Good to see the stream.
Thank you. I'm playing something that really means something to me, so.
Yeah, like I was honestly coming in here to wish you like I was coming to wish you a happy birthday because I was totally confused. I thought it was your birthday. Like, sweet.
Right. You're kind of cutting out a bit there, brother.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Alright, so I came in here to wish you a happy birthday, bro, and I was all excited to do it. I thought it was a good day for you, and then, like, looking at the chat, I'm realizing, and then listening, because I just dropped in, everyone's talking about DSP's birthday. I'm seeing happy birthdays in the chat, and then you're saying happy birthday. I'm like, wait, why is everyone saying happy birthday over you?
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Forget it. Don't wish him a happy birthday. If this is true, we're not going to talk about the man anymore. I'm sorry that he feels that way. I'm incredibly pissed off. I'm incredibly emotional. I could cry. I think once I get off the stream, I might literally cry. So I'm done, okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to end the call. Is there anything else you want to say? Because, dude, I'm hot and my emotions are, you know, a wildfire right now.
Hey, man. Hey, don't worry about it too much. Don't right now. Like, you know how he is. He gets kind of wild.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, okay? Thank you.
Then DSP started playing Schedule 1, a drug game. Of course, because DSP is known for loving drugs. And of course, just like every single game, he's got to make his own character that looks exactly like him. That is the narcissism in him coming out. Let's see how he did in this game.
Design. Oh, now I can customize my appearance now? You're a little late. Oh, I can't see. Here's the funny part. I'm actually not fat anymore, which, you know, I always was okay with, but I'm actually not fat anymore. I've lost so much weight. I'm around 190 pounds now. I just weighed myself the other night. I was 191. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I'm losing weight rapidly, which is good because of my lifestyle, so I guess I'm around there. Although, the fat face is actually correct. See, now the deals are showing up, but we're... Of course I have this stuff. What a question. What an asshole. Question me. I'm the dealer. Of course I have this stuff. Don't question me, bitch. Question me. I don't give you your stuff. Maybe I'll call the cops on you. I have the power here, not you. Anyway. Alright, so we got that. Oh, we're doing a deal. Here we go. Joe. You ready? Complete the deal. This is our first deal. Two, right? Not working. What are you talking about? Right click. 2. Hey, where do I put this though? Can I get the tutorial out of the fucking way? There we go. Okay, 2. The tutorial was in the way of playing the game. Okay.
And of course, after DSP completed the prologue, and one of the first tasks was to get a motel room. The game gave him money. All he had to do was go and rent the room. So what does DSP do? He spends the money, then gets a game over. Amazing. Just amazing, Phil. Then, yet again, DSP still going on with this joke about wanting $3,000. He even said the last marathon, he got 1,300. And how we're close to hitting that goal. And kept saying, guys, I don't think we're gonna hit 3,000. What's going on? But dudes, relax, it's just a joke. But what if we did hit it, dudes? Then he went to grab the food that his wife, quote unquote, made. He left for 15 minutes, came back and said, I cut this 15 minutes ago, so it's probably ice cold. Now, I want everyone to pay attention to what's said right now. From PWOP. DSP says the turkey burger his wife made him is the best thing he ate in his entire life. Because she used ground turkey and made the patty as opposed to buying a frozen patty. Remember, she made the patty. It was not frozen. So she made it from scratch, right? Now, Phil, tell me this. If she made this from scratch, why is there grill marks on it? Almost like a frozen patty style. How did those grill marks get on the burger, Phil? And look at this sloppiness, that pasta salad, that burger. That is a person who hates you, Phil. And Phil thinks his wife is such a great cook that she should change occupations. But then says if she did, she would actually be happy.
My wife should work at a restaurant. I think if my wife was a cook, she'd actually be happy.
Also, I want to point out, he did not finish any of this. He said it was great, then left most of it on the plate. Just saying. Then we have some great screen caps, including this one, this one, this one, and this one. But let's not forget the most amazing one of all, this one. Look at those eyes. Look at the one on the left just bulging out more than the right side. And then Potion points this out. DSP eats at McDonald's and talks after every bite, and almost finishes it in 5 bites. Cat cooks a burger, and he says nothing the whole time, and barely eats a quarter of it. Yeah, you definitely love her cooking, Phil. Then he gets this message from the hottest woman in college, aka Kirk. And of course, he has to talk down to them because it's a low tip. And well, he does the DSP thing of being DSP.
Hottest woman in college, $1.01 tip. You could do better than that, hottest woman in college, for the record. You could have done much better than $1.01. And you could do way more than that on my birthday, for God's sakes. Trump ain't going to tank the stock market again in this lifetime. How about you buy stocks? I don't have money to buy stocks. My money, I'm basically just kind of keeping in the bank, and I'm thinking about putting it into savings. I'm not going to put anything into stocks right now and tank it, but I would have more money for stocks if you tip more than $1, you cheapskate. Uh-oh. Guess what?
Then we have this from Cracker Jacks, who's a real dent. The birthday vibe is so different from previous years. Wanting $3,500 is too much for me. I hope you get it, Phil, but that's a lot of money. Have a good birthday. Yeah, at one point, he stopped saying $3,000 and said $3,500. Come on, guys, it'd be funny if I got $3,500. And even at one point saying, if you give me $3,500 today, I will shave off my beard. And would you look at that? Just like every single stream, near the end, all these anonymous people come in, and all these people that have never chat before, and all these new people like It's a Me Ken, coming in, dropping hundreds of dollars at the exact same time. Definitely not coordinated. However, he was not close to $3,000. And he made this joke about someone sending him $2,000 on PayPal.
We're down to the wire. With about an hour left, who's going to do a $2,000 tip or $2,000 of subs? Who's going to get us to $3,500 of support so I will shave? Let's find out. Because someone's going to do it.
And DSP was building this whole thing up about how he's gonna build a Lego Minecraft and then play the Minecraft game. Well, guess what? It took him too long to build the Lego, so he decided to cancel the Minecraft gameplay. Can you imagine giving him money to play a game and then he goes, yeah, I'm not playing it? That's truly dented behavior. And when he started building the Lego, he said the design is flawed. Remember, this is for 8 years plus. And DSP had this to say while he's building Legos.
Just came through. Thank you for all the support, but you know what's sad? Today, with all the support I got, we have not topped the other day. Remember the other day where I got insane amounts of support out of nowhere for no reason? What was it, like, excuse me, was it like Wednesday or Thursday? We haven't beaten that. We didn't. On Kick especially. We have not beaten that yet. So, we got a ways to go. Let's keep doing it. Step it up on Kick. How dare you drag your feet? Anyway.
Then remember when I said the Lego set was for 8+ years old. Well, DSP said it's painstaking to complete. Then a quote from DSP. Doing a Lego build in one go is too annoying, frustrating, and boring. I just want to hang out with you guys and chill. Then we have this from his chat. Cyrax the rapper. What's the point of putting together Legos if it doesn't seem you or the audience enjoys it? Vive. Phil, it took my little brother and I half an hour to do this set. WTF are you doing? Frozen dinner brownie. Hospice style chill. Mazzy, who's a member, really was looking forward to Minecraft, which he canceled the gameplay for. And then someone gave him a sub. And he kept begging for more. Come on guys, that's not enough. You need to give me more money. It's my birthday, dude. Then we have some Kick band names from this day, including Derek Ip, You Got a Friended Ree, Indrid Ski On Me Cold, Unbanned PPP Red, Empty Gin Cup Full Pet Grave, Gone Forever 420, Cad X Tyrone, DSP and Cuck Chair, Keto Casino 1, Panda Lee's Pregnant Reel, Yellow Paint, Two Cats Gun Folds, Feasting with the Pig Reel, DSP Greedy 220 Reel, Meal Tastes Like Bird, Abandoned King Snake Story, and 43 Years of Failure. His wife made a dessert for him, which was strawberry cobbler. Absolutely looks disgusting, like pig slop. Then DSP broke down, started crying. about how much he loves his wife and how much she turned his life around. Remember this for Thursday when their anniversary comes up.
Shout out to your wife. I don't think she gets enough credit for helping you behind the scenes. She does not. For food and dealing with disrespectful trolls, you're absolutely right on that regard. She's a keeper. I hope God continues to bless her. Me too. You as well. Happy birthday. Can I get a ding dong die for the road? There you go. Ding dong die. You got it. You got your ding dong die. My wife is an angel. My wife is my saving grace. My wife is the reason why I'm so happy. And now, of course, I'm getting emotional, but... Did you see how angry I was? Before I met Kat? You saw how angry I was, right? Cat is the reason why I'm not angry anymore. Because I'm happy. Everything before her was another life. Everything since I met her has been the best life. And I wish that for all of you. I really do. That's why I think that so many people out there are in pain and are hateful and hate others and think it's okay to step on others. I gotta step on others to get ahead. I gotta hurt others to get ahead. Because you're not happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't want to crush others. You would need to crush others. Because you would be okay. There's so many people out there who are hurting and no one gets it. Once you get it, you don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to be upset about every little idiot who says something about you. Every little moron who pokes at you. You know, you don't need to hyper focus on the negative. You can just be positive about the good things in your life. And people don't get it. They don't. Because they don't have that. And I feel bad, but I can't make you understand that until you have it. So I wish that upon all of you. Because my life is so much better because of my wife. And I feel bad that so many people don't have that. And they just stand there and they're so upset about everything. Every little fucking thing. Who cares? Who cares that Ethan Ralph lives in a shack in Mexico? Who cares about Cog, who doesn't have a toilet that flushes, right? Who cares about this guy that said this or this guy that said that? Who cares about this guy that makes crap content? Who gives a fuck about any of it? Why would you care? Don't you have something better to do? Don't you have something you actually like? Because you know you don't like that. So why would that be what you're doing with your life? I don't get it. I don't understand it. You don't have to, I understand, you don't have to like what I'm saying. You have to say, I get it. Why would I focus on that? What is wrong with me? And I'm happy now and I don't need to anymore. Ever again. I don't have to listen to any of this nonsense from the drama sector, whatever it's called. I can just be me. Today I played games. I ate food for my wife. I made an insane amount of money. Why would I be sad? I'd be retarded to be sad with what just happened today. You know? Like, oh, let me now go crap on some people. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to.
And right after this, he was bragging about how much money he made and was still crying. And he turned to his audience and he said, "Do you like me? Do you really like me?" And it was the most pathetic thing I have ever seen. Then we have PPP. Mission accomplished. We made Phil cry. And DSP's gonna say he went downstairs, told his wife he liked the food, and she started crying. And as Phil Callens points out, Kat is crying tears of joy downstairs, rethinking her career. He said this.
I just went and spent time with my wife. I just ate the most amazing meal. My wife is nearly in tears because I told her how nice her meal was and she's feeling so happy. You know, she's rethinking her career. So I'm not sitting alone. I'm sitting with a community of people. My wife, my cat, people online watching me. You're the one sitting alone, sending me $1.01 tip, crying into your fucking Wheaties about how lonely you are, bitch. Oh.
And not only has he banned PWR, PWR now, according to DSP, is a detractor meme.
And then Ice Mexican, $2 super chat. Are you aware of a rising star? And then basically he's talking about a detractor meme. No. I don't know. I don't care. I pay no attention to detractor meme.
And DSP declared that this is his most successful birthday he's ever had. How sad and pathetic. But he did not get the $3,000. And what does he do when he doesn't get his money? He puts on his slideshow and just sits there, waiting for the money to come in. But guess what, Phil? It did not come in. You did not get $3,000. Then DSP titles this as his video for birthday. Birthday finale, final thoughts, and shoutouts. They won't let him leave. And what they're referring to here is every single stream, at the very last second, there's always people that tip or support. And he's complaining. Too many people are supporting, so he couldn't leave on time. Then we have a Drunk Tweet Phil, where discussing film shows off that The Last of Us Season 2 premieres in 1 week. And DSP responds, "I give exactly 0 fucks." So he ended up at $2,030, which for anyone, that would be amazing support. People would be over the moon for that. Most people would be glad to get $1. He got $2,000. But of course, his last words to his audience, let's keep this momentum going tomorrow. That is right. Pre-begging for goals tomorrow after already making $2,000. And that brings us to Monday. And we have this from That Being Said, who shows off a thumbnail from 2014, where even back then, DSP was begging for money, even in the game stream. As he titles this, pre-stream May 5th, 2014, Final Fantasy X HD, support is appreciated. Then remember when DSP went on a rant about paying for Twitter, saying he doesn't need it anymore, he's done, he thought it would work, it's not working anymore. Well, guess what, guys? He's paying for Twitter yet again. What a hypocrite. And it looks like DSP was hungover as he put this out on YouTube. Hey everyone, I'm canceling today's first stream as I'm still recovering from yesterday. My head is still spinning a bit. I do plan on doing my late stream of Disco Elysium tonight at 7 PM, so hope to see you then. And then remember yesterday, I was talking about the grill marks on the fresh patty that Kat made. Well, we have Rant in here who credits the marked one, where this Jenny O all-white turkey burger looks exactly like the turkey burger Phil had on Sunday. But the greed demon got a hold of DSP. He wants that money. He needs that money. He really, really does. As he puts this out, impromptu post-birthday chill stream, and shows a picture of Schedule 1, so we're assuming he's playing a game here of Schedule 1. But then it changes to just Phil talking, and we have Otter. I know this will be hard to believe, but DSP is already begging for money. That is right. Right off the bat, guys, we need to hit these goals. Let's go. Let's get some momentum going. A day after getting over $2,000. And guess what, guys? He's not playing a game. He's gonna sit there, Q&A, you give him money. This right here, guys, is the future of DSP Gaming. Q&A, give him money, and he eats shitty food. Then we have May Ann. Great marathon yesterday. All the hallmarks of a great DSP Gaming marathon. Drunk, begging, crying, and excessive belching. Then we have this comment on the Level 666 podcast. Straight out of fucking hell, from one of Phil's old mods. Phil masturbating on a stream a decade ago was less embarrassing than this arc. And look at that. Every single year, the same thing happens. Phil and Kat are sick. I wonder what you eat every single year that gets you sick on the exact same day every single year. It definitely is not Kat's cooking. And then people were making fun of DSP for crying yesterday, and DSP had to push back and get very toxic towards his audience.
Yes, Major Alex, again, you have to understand that, you know, it's called being human and having emotions. That, yes, I was overcome with emotion at the end of yesterday's stream. I was feeling fulfilled, actually, as a creator and a streamer, that people actually were liking my content and coming by and supporting me, that they didn't actually just hate me, that they actually saw where I was coming from, who I am as a person and a creator, and liking what I did and having an overwhelmingly positive day. That's called tears of joy. If you don't understand what they are, it's probably because you're a miserable wretch who never had any goodness in their life, so you wouldn't understand someone actually being happy and crying because of it, because, you know, you're a loser. So maybe you should go focus on that, right? Go actually do something, right? All right. Oh, let's see here.
Then DSP saying something stupid that he's unaware of yet again, where he's gonna claim he drinks boy tears.
So this is great. Another troll over on Kick says, what, do you think making $2,000 in a day makes you a legend? I don't know what it makes me, but it certainly makes me, you know, better than you. I'm not the one sitting in my chat so upset that I had a good day yesterday that I have to sit there and be all pissy about it. Like, you could be doing anything else with your life right now. You could go be doing productive, positive things, but instead you're sitting here all upset that I had a good day yesterday. So, you know, for the record, your tears are very tasty. So, you know, that's what I have here. Fresh brewed, sad boy hater tears from yesterday being such a good day. And let me tell you, it's a fine vintage. It's a very fine vintage. It's delicious. All right.
Then we see the definition of boy tears. It means semen, typically used by a cum whore or a cum slut. Then we have me Ann again. Tell Kat we appreciate her cooking yesterday, and we are really happy. The cancer was just a scare, and she'll be okay. And then DSP's gonna deny that he does anything to his hair. Obviously, he dyes his hair. Obviously, his beard is patchy. But he lives in a different reality. But eventually, it will all catch up to him. He will be bald, and barely any facial hair left.
The drunken mess as they report, but that's how they report it, right? That is correct. I do not have a full beard. I have a goatee. It's not patchy. It's just all white. It's literally all white. And so you can't really see it that well on camera, as you can see actually over here, which you've seen close up. Here we go. Right? See? Now you can actually see it. It's all white hairs. This is all pure white hair right here. That's why it looks like that. You know? But I don't dye it because I don't care. I age gracefully. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not getting older. Soon you're going to start seeing it up here. This hair, there's all white hairs in here. I don't know if you can see them, but there are. I'm starting to get all white hairs up there too. I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm just going to let it go. You know? Nothing I can really do about it. You get older, you get older. You know? I don't know why people run from their age. I mean, everyone's going to get old and everyone's going to pass away at one point. Like, it's kind of the human condition. Better that you accept it and you learn to live with it than you just kind of deny it for your whole life, which a lot of people do. A lot of people think they're going to live forever and they act like that, and you're crazy, you know?
And now DSP is going to go on a rant about Japanese culture. I know, yet again. And he's going to call them entitled and think that they're better than everyone else, that their shit don't stink. And he knows about Japanese culture because he played Street Fighter and Yakuza. And of course, you can tell by his history, he hates Asians. They're better than him in every single way. They beat him in EVO. Remember, he was 4th place, but number 1 in North America. And who was above him? Oh yeah, the Asians. Remember, he was confronted by Jaha and cried like a bitch. And also, remember, the Panda Lee introduction video. Note, Panda Lee is not Asian. That is all.
Supercharge says, what are your thoughts on Nintendo charging $80 plus for games? Do you think other studios will take note and do the same? I think it'll spell bad news It becomes the norm, and Nintendo never discounts their games unlike Steam. You're right. And there's a reason for it, and I keep explaining it, but no one listens, or they think that I'm like prejudiced or something. Okay, you ready for this? Because this is 100% truthful. The Japanese people and culture, it is ingrained in their culture that they are smarter, stronger, faster, better than everyone else. It's just part of their culture. It's actually not insulting. Like, their culture is a culture of elitism. They believe that everything that they make and do is better than the rest of the world. I'm not kidding. It's actually part of their culture. I grew up knowing this because of Street Fighter. All right? Back in the day, when we were doing Street Fighter tournaments, okay, we would actually invite and pay the way for the Japanese players to come to our country as like, oh, please come to our country and play. It's like an invitational. We want you to come here. You know, you're our guests or whatever. And they would outright demand that we pay their way. So we would. Like, tournament organizers would actually find all this money and finance these Japanese players to come to the American tournaments. Now, when it came time, when the Americans wanted to participate in the Japanese tournaments, they were like, well, you have to earn your special spot and qualify through a series of special tournaments. And then if you even qualify, you have to pay your way anyway. We're not paying for you. Why? Well, because you're not Japanese. What are you, crazy? And we were like, huh? It was like a culture shock. But that's just how it was. They were like, no, that's how it is. You got to pay for us to come to your tournament. We're not paying for you to come to ours. We don't give a shit. That's just how they are. With Nintendo, no exaggeration, they feel like their shit doesn't stink. Everything they do is gold. And therefore, how dare you ask for a discount? Did you know, and this is documented, Reggie Fils-Aimé, the former U.S. head of Nintendo, okay, the president of Nintendo in the United States, when the Wii was coming out, he wanted to have a free game packaged in with the Wii in the United States. Did you know that all the heads of Japanese Nintendo argued with him and said no? Do you want to know why? They said, no, this Nintendo product is the best in the world. Why should we just give away our amazing content for free? Why would we just package in a game? You got to pay if you want the best. And he was like, no, you don't understand. It's value added for the customer. It's good faith. It gives them something to do when they buy the console. It's a nice gesture, and it gets people excited to go spend more money. And literally, he had to fight with Nintendo of Japan to get them to even put in, what was it, Wii Sports? He had to fight hard because they wouldn't listen. They were like, no, we're the best. Everyone else sucks. Sure, you know, Microsoft will put a free game with the Xbox. Sure, Sony will put a free game with the PlayStation. We're not giving anything for free. Fuck them. We're better. That's how they are. No lie. So that's why the prices of games never go down. They're never, you know what I mean? There's never a big discount, a big sale. There's never a package in anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. And that's why Nintendo feels like they're the first company that can say, we're demanding anywhere from $70 to $100 for our games, and we don't even have to justify it because we're Nintendo. We're just better. Or don't you understand that we're Japanese, and that Japanese game development is just much better than the rest of the world? And if you don't like it, fuck it. Don't buy Nintendo then. You pay or you don't get it. Like, that's their mentality. That's just how they are. That's not even meant to be an insult. That's just, imagine if you grew up like that. You were always told you're better than everyone else. Therefore, you work harder, you make better stuff, so everyone else should have to pay more for it. You're just better than everyone. Imagine if you were raised thinking that way. Right? This elitist mentality. That's just how they are over there.
And I want to point something out about DSP here, what he just said. He said Nintendo is about the Japanese culture, and they're entitled. And they don't care. They didn't want to put a free game in like everyone else. And that's part of the Japanese culture, to be entitled like that. But then goes on to mention Sony and how they put a free game when they launch a console. Where do you think Sony's from, Phil? It's almost like they're Japanese, Phil. The Japanese and Nintendo was not the only target for DSP, as he was crying about Walmart just like he does every single time, and how it outsources everything, its shit product, and they crush local businesses. But then goes on to defend Amazon, and people push back at this, saying, you're talking all this shit about Walmart, but you're shopping at Amazon, which might be 10 times worse. And Phil's response is that I can shop wherever I want to. Why does it matter if I shop at Amazon? I don't know, Phil. Why does it matter if people shop at Walmart? Just saying. And then delusion side Phil's coming out. He might actually, according to Phil, put weights in his garage and start working out. Please, please, Phil, I've never said this before because I've never wanted this, but please, when you're gonna do this, record it, stream it, whatever. I want to see you fail at lifting weights. And then we got a preview of the next DSP Builds It as he's doing the piranha plant from Mario. And then DSP started calling people losers and shut-ins who never leave the house. And people push back saying, you only leave the house once a week. You have no active life. And this, my friends, set off DSP on a rant about how he has friends. He goes out to the mailbox and says hi to his neighbors.
See, here's one of them. Here's one of the people who can't handle reality, so they have to try to spin it in a toxic way. Over on K. You literally hide in your house 6 days a week. I hide? What are you talking about? I leave my house every day. I walk through the neighborhood. I go for walks. I check the mail. I say hello to my neighbors. I'm friendly with them. All right? What am I hiding from? I'm here because I have to work. I literally work 6 days a week from home. The days that I don't work, I'm out doing stuff. Every day that I'm not working, I'm out, whether it's going out and running errands, grocery shopping, appointments, or it's a day out with my wife where we get to spend a nice day out shopping, eating at a restaurant or something, walking around, just whatever. Whenever I don't have to be here, I'm not here. But I have to be here as much as I am because it's my job and I work a lot, and that's why I can afford this lifestyle. Maybe if you actually worked, you'd have a good lifestyle too. But that's the problem. You probably sit on your lazy ass watching my streams, crapping on me, when in reality, you're the one that's picking his fucking scab-riddled face, right? Probably smells like ass, like a fucking stinky sock, hasn't showered in a few days, you're picking your nose, sitting there hating on people, typing on your, you feel the stream sucks, she drank. Dude, do something with your life. And maybe then you won't be jealous of others who are successful. Ever think of that? You wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to sit around being unsuccessful and so upset with yourself that you have to try to degrade others and bring them down to feel good. You don't. You can just do good things with your life, then you don't have to bring others down to feel good. Get it? But I mean, that's harder. That's the problem. There's effort, intelligence, there's all these things that are required to do that, and obviously you don't have it, so that's why you sit there picking your nose, smelling like fucking ass. Does the air purifier I bought have RGBs? So it's a Shark air purifier. It's the new ones that they have out. I've just seen them at the stores. That's why I got one. It has a ring that is an RGB ring. I'm serious. And the ring has a meter that tells you the air quality in your room. So if it's anywhere between 80 to 100%, the ring is blue. If it dips between 60 to 80%, the ring goes orange. And if it goes like below 60% because it's like bad air quality, it goes to red, like code red. And then it goes into like overload mode where it starts pumping out the fan and trying to clean everything with the HEPA filter inside. So actually, yes, my actual air purifier has RGBs. Now you can't control them. They're based on the air quality, but it actually does have RGBs. Pretty crazy.
And then we see the RGB air purifier that DSP was talking about, with some of them going up to $250. I swear, this guy needs RGB lights on every single thing. Might as well put it in the toilet, might as well put it on the outside of your house. But then again, if it's on the outside of your house, you're not going to see it. Then DSP ate out yet again, this time taco time. And his big brain thought about the tacos, he said, this smells good because I'm Italian. I still have no idea what the hell that means. And despite him getting $2,000 yesterday, he wants support to get back on track. And you know why? Because he didn't hit the goal. That is right, on the first stream, he only got $73 and complained it wasn't enough. Then we have this from Blackachew, beg harder, you waste the particles. Now this is really funny. Whenever he needs pity money, whenever he needs support, he always talks about his personal life. But when he's not begging, which is rare, he said, my private life is private. You don't need to know anything. But when he needs money, guys, this just happened. Please support. Please, please support, dudes. I can't believe this happened in my life. Come on, guys. I could really use the money now.
Pac-Man, there's nothing to explain. Why would you pay any attention to any nonsense? The truth of the matter is this. No one needs to know about any of my private business whatsoever unless I make it public on my streams, correct? If I bring something up that's from my private life and I tell you about it on stream, there's probably a good reason, like it's going to affect my streams or you guys in some way. There's tons of stuff that goes on in my private life that doesn't affect you and you don't ever need to know about unless you're a really nosy, intrusive person and you're trying to impede upon my private life, which is none of your business. So you shouldn't ask those kind of questions.
Then remember when DSP was so delusional, he thought he was Calfzilla. His calf muscles were out of this world. They were huge, dude. And he showed them off. Well, DSP now says, all I did was show off my thigh.
Exactly. All I did was show this thigh. Remember I showed this thigh on my ex account last fall? And they freaked out because I showed my fucking thigh. I put my sock on camera and they freaked out because the sock was on camera. Look, here's my sock. Does it look exciting? You guys excited? Oh my God, he's showing his feet for money. Like, they're insane. These people are actually fucking nuts. How am I so flexible? Because I am. Look at my leg. I twist it all the way up. Watch this. I twist my leg all the way up. I am flexible. I'm very flexible, actually. Do it here, too. Watch. I am flexible. No, I'm not double jointed. Nope. No, my leg didn't almost break. See, this is what people don't understand. If you're not a fat ass, all right, if you're not a lazy bum, your body can actually move in ways that you wouldn't even realize. The people who like, I can't believe your leg twists like that. Everyone's leg twists like that. You just have to move it. Don't sit like a fat ass and shoving food in your mouth all day and actually move, and then you can move your body like that. The problem is there's so many creators that just sit around like lumps stuffing food in their mouth all day. And then I can't believe it. You can move your leg? Yeah. Because I'm human. I'm not a slug. I'm not fucking Jabba the Hutt.
So remember on Sunday when I said that account, the Tech25 ASMR, was RTU, still giving him money under burner accounts? Well, here's your proof right here.
So I went on my Tech25 ASMR account, dropped him at 20, so I really got his attention. And I'm like, yo, how do you talk shit about Review Tech USA? Hate talking about me, let me say. Hate talking about myself in third person. It's so weird.
And we all know it's just like 2 or 3 people that keep DSP in business, and I use the word business loosely. And DSP let the mask slip here, and he says if we hit the goal is highly dependent on who's showing up.
No, Cracker Jacks, we do not always hit the goal. We didn't hit the goal on Friday for Street Fighter 6. We didn't hit the goal earlier today in my impromptu stream. It is highly dependent on what I'm playing and who shows up for the stream, you know? We're not always going to hit it, and that's okay. I mean, the idea is we do always hit it. That's the intention. That's what you would aspire to do, but it's not always going to be possible. Like I said, I would hope we do hit it tonight because there has been a small amount of people who have supported these streams, so we'll see if they show up tonight, right?
And on the night stream for Disco Elysium, he had 117 people watching. Absolutely pathetic for someone who's been doing this for 17 years. However, he was able to hit the goal at $151. However, he did get anonymous $100 tip. Funny how that always happens to save the goal. And then look at this Joker smile from DSP as he titles the daily rap, I had a hangover, impromptu stream, DSP tries it, and Disco Elysium. And that brings us to Tuesday, where it appears that Killstream and DSP are going to do a crossover the day after WrestleMania. And today is the premiere. Day 1 views, dude. South of midnight. And it's on Game Pass, which means DSP did not pay anything extra for this. And despite DSP eating McDonald's at the end of last week, all the alcohol on his birthday, taco time yesterday, he's gonna eat more fast food today, which is Little Caesars, as he puts this tweet out. Today's first stream is live, the podcast returns and we get back to normal. Then it's the premiere of South of Midnight, so let's see if it's any good. And if we hit the goal, DSP tries it, Little Caesars. And DSP revealed that apparently for some reason, he wears cologne around his house to smell good, but he only showers when going out, which would be his 1 day a week. And he also said it covers up the smell of his dingy office. I can only imagine with all those electronics, all the food that he spilt in there, never cleaning anything, all the dust mixed together, it's gotta smell horrible in there. And despite DSP being a business major, especially in finance, he doesn't understand how foreign trade works. And he doesn't understand why Canada is affected by the States with trade. It's almost, Phil, like we're a global economy, and parts get moved all around the world, countries buy and sell things to other countries, but DSP thinks the United States is on an island all by itself and doesn't need anyone. Then he started laughing about how now, because of the tariffs, Canada has to pay more on products and doesn't realize that this is going to affect him as well, especially when he goes to the grocery store, Total Wine, all the stuff he buys is going to go up in price, and he doesn't realize that. Get ready for $500 gold days. Then DSP made this weird joke about moose and beavers, and he called a moose a retarded deer. and thinks that the Canadians are offended when he says stuff like that. Phil, I can tell you right now, as a Canadian, I don't care. You're a jackass. We laugh at you all the time. And then Kinda Sav points this out. He's not talking about Canadians, he's talking shit about animals. Then DSP out in the open says, I do spend money on frivolous things. I absolutely do. Remember when he was trying to save money and he was all done, no more upgrades? He can start saving up money now. Look at all the stuff he's bought since then. Plus now saying that he buys frivolous things. And not only that, he actually spoke about mobile games. And he says he doesn't spend all his money on mobile games. It's very well balanced. And then you see Adam at the bottom, X the doubt. And this, my friends, is DSP's logic when it comes to healthy stuff. DSP is not fat anymore, according to DSP. Therefore, that means he's healthy. I'll give you a newsflash here, Phil. Even if you're skinny, even if you're normal weight, according to the BMI, you can still be unhealthy. Just saying. Then DSP is doing this weird thing where if you become a member on Kick, it counts towards the goal. If you re-up on Kick, it counts towards the goal. If you become a member on YouTube, it counts towards the goal. However, if you re-up on YouTube, it does not count at all. Today, he decided Jade's re-up counts towards the goal, but even scammed him on that. Because Jade pays $20 a month, DSP counted it as $5. Then we have DSP Gout. Remember guys, he has a bad back. And look at this position that Phil has put himself in. That's a dude with bad back right there, dudes. So this is really funny. So at the end of the last video, I showed you he spent $3,000 on WWE Champions. And now, DSP's gonna defend himself saying he never spent $3,000 on WWE Champions in a weekend. It's impossible to spend $3,000 on WWE Champions because they have safeguards, and it's impossible for anyone to spend $3,000 on a mobile game. Now, my first question here is why are you defending this, Phil? TJ Gamebox is not saying Darkside Phil DSP spent $3,000 on WWE Champions. TJ Gamebox is saying Down from the Rafters spent $3,000. And remember, Phil, you said you sold the account. So why would you feel so emotional that you have to defend yourself even though you're not Down from the Rafters? Why would you care what someone else spends their money on, Phil? It's almost like you are Down from the Rafters and you lied yet again to your audience.
A lot of you people are idiots. And you just believe the nonsense. Like yesterday, and I don't know, I'm assuming this was a new detractor meme. Yesterday, there was like 2 or 3 people who came into chat, and they were saying that I spent $2,900 over the weekend on WWE Champions. If you actually believe that I spent $2,900 on WWE Champions this last weekend, you need to immediately go to the hospital, explain the situation, and tell them to get you to the closest rubber room, throw you inside, lock the door, and lose the key. I have never once in my life spent $3,000 on WWE Champions. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do I spend money? Yes, I do. Do I spend $3,000 in one weekend on WWE Champions? No. There's not even you couldn't even spend $3,000. Like, for example, in that game, if you want to get a character, they have ways that if you spend certain amounts of money, you just get the character. Not once ever in the history of the game has it been $3,000. But this is the idiocy these people make up. They'll say, people will believe, Hogan Lover actually believes that this last weekend, I spent $3,000 on a mobile game. Then I went to the liquor store and I spent like $1,000 on liquor. They actually believe that. And there's literally no way you could spend $3,000 in WWE Champions in a weekend. There's nothing you could spend it on. You would get any new character, any new event, you would max the event and get the character long before you've spent $3,000. So you'd be actually spending money for nothing. You get nothing out of it. Why would you do that? There's not even a prospect of getting something by spending that much in the game. You'd have to be a moron to believe that. But again, these people are morons who believe it. They're that dumb. Here's the thing. Real gambling, you could spend that much. You can't, on a mobile game, they have guaranteed amounts that you spend where you get what you're going for anyway. They've built the game that way so that you don't continuously spend, that you hit that amount to spend and then you get the reward, as opposed to a gambler just keeps throwing money into a slot machine hoping that one of these pulls it's going to win and you might never win. With mobile gaming, these games have built that you're going to get it anyway. Like, for example, what was a couple years ago, there was the Street Fighter game, right? The Street Fighter game, what was it? Street Fighter Duel, it was called, or whatever. Same thing in that game. Once you spend a certain amount, they guarantee you the pull. So you spend a certain amount, you're going to get the character you want anyway. So when these idiots say this dumb shit, it's because they don't even understand how the games work, because they want to spin it in a way that you think the most ludicrous, out there nonsense. That's just not true. But for God's sakes, believe it. Keep living your fantasy, your weirdo fantasy, where you think that it's like such an amazing thing that a YouTuber like Darkside Phil spends $3,000 on a mobile game. Literally not in the entirety of that fucking game did that ever happen. $3,000 in a weekend on an event. You're out of your mind. You're insane.
2 days after getting $2,000, he is again begging to hit the goal. He says he needs to hit the goal, dudes. This man is tweaking out, and it's all over pizza. Then we have Poems Past. Man who claimed just 3 years ago he had zero desire to ever eat fast food anymore, and how, at his age, any fast food was bad for him, is now telling people it's okay he's eating so much fast food, since he eats hummus and pita chips and breakfast egg white sandwiches. And then DSP, the cult leader, tries to guilt people even more to give him money to eat pizza. He decides to watch DSP Tries It from 10 plus years ago to show people, see, wasn't that a great time? Don't you want that today? Give me money, now. And it was premiere time, Game Pass game, south of midnight. And it bombed like crazy for DSP, and everyone kept saying, oh, this game is woke. And DSP lost it on people, started calling them racist because they didn't give him money. That is right. He's telling everyone who says this game is woke, you're wrong, you're racist, you didn't support me, you didn't show up, and it's your fault.
That being said, it's obvious this is not a game that resonates with my audience. The people who are in chat are literally just complaining, besides a few. There's been a few people who are like, yeah, it's actually not that bad. But most people are just sitting here and complaining that it's terrible. And no lie, lost over 150 viewers when I started playing it. We started with almost 300 viewers on the podcast. And we had, a good amount of viewers on Kick. Now we're down to less than 200 on YouTube and less than 40 on Kick, which is way low. Engagement, like I said, most people complaining, saying they don't like it, and support's not existent. Like, all the support came in during the podcast. I received one super chat and like $1 tip playing this game today. So all I can say is I gave it a shot. Did I not? Can you blame me when it's a situation like this where I'm saying the game's not bad? I would definitely consider playing it further, but everyone is telling me don't play it, it sucks, move on. So for those who wanted to see me play South of Midnight, I apologize. I wish you were here today. Really, I do. Because I don't know where everyone went. They certainly weren't here for this game. I was planning on playing it again tomorrow. I'm not playing it again. I'm not stupid. Again, old DSP would have been like, well, we're going to keep playing. I'm going to keep forcing my audience to watch this game that obviously no one likes. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on and we're going to do other stuff that people want. All right? The whole, it's woke. It's not woke. You're just racist. There's nothing woke about this game right now. Now, I don't know. I didn't get further in, but right now, the first 2.5 hours I just played, there's zero woke in this game. And if you say it is, you're a fucking liar. And I'm tired of people who lie about this stuff to try to, oh, you see, it's woke, and then, now it's not going to do good. It has nothing to do with the game being woke at all. Really. And if you think that, you're just a part of a stupid internet mob that can't think for yourself. All right? If you want to criticize it and be like, well, it plays like an old school game. I don't like that all the combat's arena combat. The platforming's too easy. Those are legitimate criticisms of the game. I'll say you're, in that regard, valid things to say. But if you're complaining, oh, the game's woke, you're just a fucking loser. And I'm tired of people following this stupid, brainless mentality I must do what everyone else on the internet says and follow. If there's someone who says it's woke, I must listen. It's not woke. The only thing that sucks is I really wanted to do the DSP Tries It today because, like I said, my wife got home from work and would have loved to have food ordered. Now we're going to have to cook like last minute, which sucks. We were really hoping we were going to hit the goal, but, you know, I can't make people support if there's something they don't like, right?
Remember too, DSP is also the person that made that video about Dragon Age Veilguard being woke and quote-unquote destroyed them for it. And then he also called Life is Strange woke. But now, if you call a game woke, you're the problem and you're racist. And the money was still not coming in. So over 10 minutes running slideshows. So for over 10 minutes, he put up his slideshow, but the money did not come in. And on the premiere and the only stream ever of South of Midnight by DSP, he made $54. And he's not very happy about that, dude. As he puts this out, South of Midnight is a huge flop with viewers, lost 200 plus during gameplay. Everyone constantly said they disliked the game and begged me not to play it again. So enjoy this one and only session of gameplay. I'm back tonight with Pirate Yakuza, so see you then. And then on the late night stream, he was mad because he didn't get his pizza today and his wife had to cook. And if you saw Sunday, he doesn't like his wife's cooking. Despite being a fat bitch, she knows nothing about food. And of course, 2 days after getting $2,000, we get the usual, let's get back on track, momentum, let's hit the goal, we need to hit the goal. Okay, so let's see how the night stream went when DSP played Pirate Yakuza.
Orange did a $5 super chat, which I believe is actually our biggest super chat of the night, is it not? So let's get that on the leaderboard. If Mr. Beast offered you $1 million to do a 9-to-5 job for a year, but you had to do it the whole year, what jobs would you think to do? I don't know. I don't even know what jobs I'd be qualified for because I've been out of the workforce for 15 years. I've been running my own business. Like, what would I possibly be able to do? Yeah, that's a what if that I don't really care to even think more about because I'm not going to do that. And Hair of the Dog did a $5 super chat. If they were him up, but you know these take forever. Guys, I'm going to do this, and I swear to God, I'm just going to turbo through it because I want to up the relationship. I think we have to do this twice, but I don't want to sit here for 40 minutes doing it. Because this is going to, seriously, this is like insane. So I'm just going to do this. Because all he's going to do is, oh, thanks for being my friend. Thanks for taking me off the island. Want me to tell him for you? Who is Dad? Yes. Yeah, I'll do it. No. All right. Give him a coded message to this cipher. Write him a letter. There you go. Write him a nice letter. That way you don't have to do it in person. There you go. Beautiful. Like, no lie, we listened to all that dialogue. That would have been like 10 minutes. It will never come when I enjoy the company of a Minato girl. Oh my God, are you serious? I need to snap out of this. The ocean's most treacherous when you're lovesick. Dear Diary, the captain, Noah, Jason, and I are growing closer day by day. I'm happy here. We're all pulling together, invested in each other's successes. Everyone wants to take this a grand adventure. Yet as I try, I find myself dreaming about Minato girls. I really don't even want to know what they are, because you know it's going to be one of these ridiculous side quests where it's like you run some kind of a nightclub or a hostess club or something crazy, right? You just know it. Oh, Diary, I'm such a stupid, lovelorn fool. I owe it to the crew to keep my mind on the ship. If only I could meet a real Minato girl. Imagine going on a date with her and attending a party. Just once, I'd be able to devote myself fully to our journey. This is dumb as shit. I agree. His big dreams could go with some girl from the Minato Award in Japan. He was right. I never should have asked. This Minato girl thing's really got him by the balls, though, and it can't be good. Maybe I can help him out. Like, I know anything about this crap, though. I'll have to look into it next time I'm in Honolulu. Oh, my God. They should have just called the mission Blue Balls. That should have been called. The guy's got blue balls. How do I? Why? Shit. Can't be that hard to find one, Dan. Well, great, Kay. You got a line on any of these? Why would I? I ain't trying to meet no fancy-ass Minato girl. Although if elegance is what you're after, maybe you should look a little closer. Yeah, oh yeah. The girl who has, like, no clothes on, so elegant. Not in your wildest dreams. What's that supposed to mean? I'm classy as fuck. You two are no help. How the hell am I gonna pull this off? Maybe I could be of service. Oh, no. Look who it is. It's the woman who used to wear that freaking, the leopard print shirt. Remember her? She's back. You and I must have very different definitions of elegance. Is that how you talk to a regular customer? Who asked you anyway? Your widow's peak waste of space? My name is Machiko. Maybe you know me from Mismatch, Hawaii's most popular dating app. Wait, no, that's right. This is not that woman. This is the other woman who ran the dating app. The stupid heart hair and the heart glasses. That's right. I totally forgot because I didn't do that side quest in Infinite Wealth. That's why I didn't remember it. So it's her. Oh, God, it's even worse. I'd rather take the old woman with the leopard print. At least she's funny. This one's just obnoxious. Okay. Machiko-san is a matchmaker. She must know about any Minato girls around here. Maybe I can rustle up 5 or so. I can hardly give away their personal info willy-nilly. I need you to cough up a bit of scratch. This better be worth it. How much do you have in mind? Pay off my tab at this dive bar. I gotta pay off this lady's tab. 10 grand to pay off her tab. What an old bag. All right, mama's thirsty. Pay up the 10 grand. So I pay up the 10 grand, and that's done there. Keep a professional lady. All right. Here's some information. Here you go. There it is. There's the Minato girls. Amazing. Very exciting. A cosplayer by the name of Enna. She's in Hawaii for TV production. Quite the figure in the cosplay community. Let's move on to girl number 2. This is a classic bombshell beaut. Style and panache. She's got men's tongues hanging out in Timbuktu. Third name is Kaho, a career woman. Something of an entrepreneur, a girl after my own heart. Brains and beauty. Fourth up, Psycho. She's something special, queen of the racetrack. I think she's in Hawaii at the invitation of a corporate client. I wonder what kind of racing. Last but not least, captivating Miss Soshi, a streamer. Oh boy. What kind of a weirdo would ever want to get hooked up with a streamer? Talk about bottom of the barrel. Anyway, so here we go. She live streams games. That's even worse. Even worse kind of content. All right, all right, I get it. All right. Jesus.
He seemed really weak, though. Trying to talk to him, he wasn't able to speak too clearly.
Yeah?
Yeah, but that also might be good for us, don't you think? Like maybe he won't tell on us to anyone.
Well, sure, but how would he tell us anything then?
We show him a map and see if he knows where the village is. He can point it out to us. And if he doesn't know, we just think of another plan.
Makes sense. Good thinking, kid. Let's roll. You remember the way to this old guy?
Yeah. Follow me. Captain, the old man's house is over this way. We'll still have to walk a little to get there. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, the Elder's house. Let's save the game, for God's sakes, before I fall asleep. Come on, I'm still watching the stream. Come on. Let's get some support. What's going on? I can see you from the side. I'm coming from the side. Look, half of my head is being generated in a rate. Look at my mouth. Look at my mouth on camera. It looks weird. Look at this. You never seen this angle before, huh? You never seen this angle of me. Well, now you're gonna see. You're gonna be disturbed. How dare you? How could you do this to me? Look what I'm going through.
And you know support is low when he does this. It's the one-time offer that apparently is daily, 20 gifted subs for both kick badges. And it's tonight only, until tomorrow. And look at that, $53 for Yakuza. What a shame. So he made $54 on the first stream, $53 on the second stream. We are back to pre-Kino numbers. And this is how he titles the daily wrap. Nobody likes South of Midnight? Pirate Yakuza push for progress. And it's now time for DSP to talk about support on the daily wrap.
I want to make something abundantly clear. Today was a slow day for support. Today the games didn't resonate. It's not the end of the world. No one is crying, no one is disappointed, no one is upset here. I just had an insanely positive, well-supported marathon for my birthday. And last week, I had a day where I did over like $1,000 randomly out of nowhere. So in the last week, everything's been so superbly supported. I want you all to understand I'm not upset that today was a slow day. Now, does it suck that we didn't hit a goal and we don't have DSP Tries It on deck for tomorrow? Yeah, it does kind of suck, but it's not the end of the world. I would like to get back on track starting tomorrow. All right? So hopefully you'll join me for Adam Fall, and please, let's get support and hit that goal tomorrow, and let's do DSP Tries at Little Caesars. We're gonna do crazy bread, a pretzel crust pizza, and one of the deep dish Detroit style pizzas. Today together, we watched back the DSP Tries It I did from Little Caesars back in 2013. It was only my 15th episode ever. It's 12 years old. So now, 12 years later, what's Little Caesars like now that they have all this product line and all these options, right? So that's what we're going to find out, I hope, tomorrow. All right? Tomorrow night will be the return of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, new content. We have 2 opportunities to do well, hit the goal, and we kind of already know what the next thing's going to be. Today, someone told me about this pickle menu that just launched at Popeyes. I said, what's that? And we looked. So Popeyes has fried pickles. They have sandwiches with like a pickle glaze, and they even have a pickle drink. But sounds interesting. You know, I like Popeyes. So that's probably one for next week, right? That could be like the next goal hit for when we hit 20 goals. But right now we're at 9 out of 10 because we didn't hit anything today. Let's hit that goal tomorrow morning. All right, let's get back on track. And one final thing, I just find it hilarious. Already, morons are tweeting me and sending me messages. You didn't hit your goals today, ha ha. Are you dumb? Like, do you have the worst memory ever? I literally just had one of the most supported weeks I've ever had in the entire history that I've been a streamer. The last week, like I said, the random day, that was great. My birthday stream, that was great. I would be shocked if we kept going this week and hitting goals every stream. People probably went crazy for those days. It's going to slow down for a little bit. And in addition to that, no one liked South of Midnight, and it was one of the most boring Pirate Yakuza streams I've ever done. I do want to get back on track tomorrow, but these idiots who celebrate probably are the most moronic people I've ever heard. There's nothing to celebrate. Everything here is very good and is continuing to be very good. So, thank you guys who did show up and support. If you watch the videos on demand after the fact, thank you for that as well. And hopefully we'll get back on track tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's collectively work together, get back on track on that first stream tomorrow, and let's do a DSP Tries It as well. All right? Thank you all.
And it appears DSP has bought a clear picture frame for his WWE cards that he unboxed on Smart Guys. I believe a new addiction has been unlocked. Now we talk about Wednesday, and we start with Luchero episode idea. Would you guys be interested in watching Phil, Ket, and many more characters in ancient Rome style? To me, I would 100% love to see this. The possibilities are endless. And it seems like the legend of Dark Side Phil is making its rounds, and more people are talking about Phil, but not in the positive sense.
If you pull a knife on CSGO, it has an in-game monetary value of like $15,000. You could trade it and sell it to somebody for that money.
Yeah. Johnny, wasn't it DSP that was famously addicted to one of those online games, like spending rivers of money on it?
Yeah, it was like the WWE card game.
Guys like that.
I've known guys who spent thousands of dollars on it, and the reason why you don't hear about it more is because everyone's ashamed of it. And so they're not going to tell you, hey, I spent $3,000 this month on a mobile game because I have to be a top-tier player. Like, nobody's saying that.
That's why data on dick sizes is bullshit.
Well, you know, the other thing is too, like with the whole
because people with small dicks are embarrassed to say they have small dicks, so they won't report the data accurately.
Sometimes it's not hard to figure out. You get one guaranteed legendary every time you buy a tackle party, and you have 7 legendaries. You spend $700.
Man, mobile games the dicks. Like, how did it
just an interesting fact?
And DSP is desperate to hit the goal, despite all the money he's got this week. He says, on Wednesday, Adam Fall finally returns to the mix after a chill podcast. And if we hit the support goal, it's DSP tries it, Little Caesars, for the first time in 12 years. Then it's also the return of Black Ops 6 and the new season of content on the late shift. And he also put this out. Today's first stream is live. We've got a live unboxing of new headphones. Remember, he's trying to save up money, but he's spending more money. Plus, let's talk about what happened with South of Midnight yesterday. Then it's more Adam Fall, and we must hit the goal so we can try out Little Caesars for the first time in 12 years. And look at that, this is the brand new headset that DSP bought. And apparently they cost up to $250. Then we have DSP in the chat. Headphones are just as bad, if not worse. You got the natural oils from your skin and hair that dye it darker. And as Steve of the Dead points out, just fucking shower more. Oh my god. Then as soon as the pre-stream starts up, it's money time. Why didn't you give me money? Why didn't we hit the goals? Doesn't matter if I got $2,000 on my birthday. You need to give me money every single day, dudes. Then we have Bland Polecat. It's gonna take a lot more than that to support my addiction, brother.
Only Jax did a $2 super chat for your little wrestling game Pookie. Okay, I'll take your $2 and do 7,000 pulls in WWE Champions. Thank you so much for that.
And would you look at that, when support is low, all these people that have never chatted before, all of a sudden become members and start gifting memberships. Same thing, day after day. Then DSP went on to say that South of Midnight had low attendance, so he can't continue to play the game. Then as Poems Past points out, Yakuza did the same thing, but that is getting a full playthrough. And then one of the most insane things that DSP has said this year so far, if you find South of Midnight boring, then you're telling me that Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, and Prince of Persia are all boring. And then another rant about the Cannon Brothers and how they messed up fighting games tournament-wise. Then DSP refused to play a fighting game because it's made by the Cannon Brothers, and as Theo points out, DSP has always said to separate the art from the artist. However, he will not do that when it comes to the Cannon Brothers, dude. Then we have this from Down from the Rafters Reel. Why don't you give your viewers a break? After making so much money for your B-Day, why can't you just enjoy a full day as a thank you to them with no goals? Then despite in the past DSP fighting against woke games, he's now gonna tell people it doesn't matter if the game's woke, you should just enjoy it, and you're all entitled. Just enjoy the game and shut up.
Relax for once in life. Just think of it this way. If really the most insensitive thing, like the thing that's really pissing you off today is because a video game is woke and has Sweet Baby Ink in it, maybe you should actually look at your life and be like, I'm blessed to know that the thing that affects me negatively the most today is that. Because your life could be way worse. You could have a debilitating disease. You could be poor or unemployed. You could be dying and starving, right? You could be in the middle of a war zone where there's a civil war going on and everything around you is getting shot down and blown the fuck up. But if your most concerning issue is that Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with South of Midnight and that one of the game developers made a negative, insensitive tweet, then maybe you should try to get stuff in perspective for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And now, unrecorded bagments are back. And DSP is telling his audience he needs to hit the goal the next hour. He needs to hit the goal. Then a quote from DSP. Real talk, 10 minutes left. Let's get that goal. Let's get some support. Let's hit this damn goal. Then look at that. DSP Gaming, 226 people watching. PWR, 742 people watching. Amazing. Just amazing, Phil. And would you look at that? $40 tip, brand new person, and just enough to hit the goal. Amazing how that works out. And DSP finally got his Little Caesars. 3 pizzas and breadstick. Then look at this absolutely disgusting picture here. And this is DSP's review on Crazy Bread. It has a dough flavor to it. And look at that with all those anonymous people. And look at that, he finally hit a goal. So I'm sure he's not gonna be begging anymore. He finally hit the goal, right? And he also put out the Little Caesars video and titles it Little Caesars Triple Threat. Then on the night stream, DSP talked about how Little Caesars fed the whole family.
The Little Caesars DSP Tries I did earlier, I was shocked at how good it was for the price. That's the cheapest by far That's the cheapest DSP tries that I've done in months. It was under 50 bucks, and I fed the whole family, and we have insane amounts of leftovers.
Then DSP decided to play Call of Duty, and let's see how well that went for him.
Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? What a piece of shit. The swords passed through his body 3 fucking times and had no effect. This is absolute insane bullshit. 3 sword swings through a guy standing in front of me, nothing hits him. Yeah, this is trash. This is complete trash gameplay. And they're claiming it's a 18 millisecond connection and the connection's that bad? Fuck you. Some fucking game.
Enemy UAV inbound.
What the fuck just happened? They're so fucking out of their minds. Yeah, shooting through the smoke instantly kills me. Guy down there, but I can't see him in the fucking smoke. What? How did I? He shot right through it. Apparently you can shoot through it easily. Because he shot directly through the wall. It's my teammate. I shot him.
Hostile spotted.
That guy keeps appearing there. I don't know where he's coming from because he's not on my map and he's not fucking on my screen, but then I die to him every time. Stupid. I shot dead straight into him, and it didn't credit me with the kill. I don't know what's going on with this one particular guy. Can't seem to hit him. You saw that? It took 2 shots to kill him? Yeah, there's something up with that guy. I'll tell you right now, that's fishy shit. Why does it take 2 shots to kill that guy? Saw that? It took 2 shots to kill him. Again, dude, what is going on? Only that guy. Only that guy. That's it. Again.
Run, cowards. Somos imparables.
That's the one. I can't shoot this guy. I tried 1,000,000 times. He will not get hit. He will not take any damage. Oh, by the way, he's the best player on the enemy team. Dude, it's either hacking or the guy has a connection that's bad enough that no one can hit him for some fucking odd reason. That's all that is. There's no fucking skill there at all. The guy just invincible matrix dodging all over the place. Get out of here. Well, I did good for sniping, that's for sure.
So with tomorrow being DSP's wedding anniversary, let's look back, courtesy of Steve of the Dead, of how he spoke about his wedding anniversary in previous years.
No, there are very few Korean restaurants in my area. The ones that are considered real Korean barbecue are sit-down restaurants where you cook the food there. This is a place that has the Korean-style food as part of their menu, but also they do other things like Hawaiian-style and others. It's kind of like a fusion restaurant, but does some of the Korean stuff. When's the last time I sat down at a restaurant? This last Thursday. My wife and I had a sushi dinner to celebrate our anniversary, and it was super duper good. Thank you, Overpower Boone. I didn't even talk about it today, but yes, today is my wedding anniversary. My 4th wedding anniversary. My wife and I literally didn't celebrate. She was working, I'm working. And it was funny. I was talking to her after dinner, and I was like, you know, honey, a couple weeks ago you made egg salad. It was really good. It would be great if you could make some egg salad tonight, and we could maybe have some egg salad to eat while we watch maybe Harry Potter or something. And she was like, yeah, we can have egg salad to celebrate our anniversary. And I was like, is this going to be our anniversary tradition? Every year on our wedding anniversary, we eat egg salad? Is that really the new tradition we're going to do? I guess it's better than nothing.
What is it? Shouldn't you be taking care of Maglier's?
No protections in place for anything when it comes to pets. Like, it's ridiculous in my opinion. So anyway, you know, we saw some pets. It was cute. We did our stuff that we needed to do. We had our appointment. We did our appointment. And then after that, we actually had a nice dinner. We went to a restaurant that does a lot of things like almost like how can I say? Tropical food, Caribbean style. Like I got a jerk chicken dinner that was also made with pineapples and peppers and this special sauce. And my wife got a plantain dinner that was like beef with corn and all kinds of ingredients, black beans around it. It was absolutely outstanding. And we were very happy because, as I told you guys, we did not get to celebrate our anniversary at all. We were both working. We forgot our anniversary this year. So it was nice to be able to actually go out and have a nice dinner together. We enjoyed it very much. I want to say again, thank you, because we really would have been sitting at home eating the cheapest possible thing. We had no money. And because you guys helped us out on Monday, we really appreciate that. We were actually able to go out and have a nice dinner together. And that was really nice of you guys to kind of help us out then, because it was a rough week. It was like great birthday stream, you know, raised way more than usual, and then 3 straight days were slow as shit because people were like, he doesn't need nothing because he made like thousands of dollars on his birthday stream. Completely false, by the way. Never happened. People just making shit up, and everyone on the internet's gullible and believes it. And the next thing you know, here we are on Monday, I'm like, wow, I literally don't have enough money to like go grocery shopping, pet store, and have a dinner. I just don't have enough. But normally over the weekend, it's not an issue at all, you know. So anyway, thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate that. So we ended up having a pretty good day out when we came back from dinner. You know, we had a good day, relaxing basically. We ended up watching someone else playing Elden Ring. This person is still early on in the game, but this person, Wednesday off, all right, it looks like my birthday's on a Tuesday. So maybe what we could do is do a special stream that day, celebrate my birthday, and then I can actually have that night off, spend with my wife, and then we'll have Wednesday off as our day, and we can go out and do something special. Keep in mind that also, our anniversary is coming up. And we'd like to maybe do something for our anniversary, because last year was our first wedding anniversary, and guess what we did? Nothing! Wanna know why? Because the whole world was closed because of COVID. We couldn't do shit because of COVID. At all. So it was our first anniversary, and we sat on our asses doing nothing because the fucking world was screwed over. So maybe this year, we'd like to actually do something. I don't know what we would do yet, but yeah, I basically have to plan this in the next couple of weeks. So what I think is, if the schedule stays the same as it is, then likely we'll have a birthday week where I'll set up decorations in the office here. There'll be some silly festivities. As you remember, when I get a big tip, I'll blow a horn or something on the stream, something dumb, you know. And then maybe do like a birthday celebration during my birthday itself, where we do something special. And, you know, we'll see. But this is what, 3 weeks? It's about 3 weeks from now? No, it's 2 weeks from... Oh, shit. Dawn in order to get stuff before the store gets panic bought into frenzy. So, definitely one of the frustrating things. You know, but outside of that, the only other thing is Kat and I don't get our day out anymore. Like, we used to have one day a week where we both had a day off from work. We would go out and do stuff. Whether it was pet shopping or going, you know, to other stores, eating out at a restaurant or whatever. We can't do any of that anymore. And is that a huge deal? No. In reality, the fact that we're happy, we're healthy, we're able to work, that's way more important than getting a one day off a week to go do stuff, like go to a restaurant. So, I would say one of the most frustrating things is that we just had our wedding anniversary yesterday and didn't celebrate at all. There was like nothing to celebrate. We can't go out. You know, we both had to work. It was like a normal day for us, but we talked about it and we were like, we promised each other that later this year when things get back to normal that we are going to at least try to do something to celebrate our anniversary because we didn't get to celebrate it. First wedding anniversary and you can't do shit. That sucks, you know? But it is just his life, right? What can you do? All right.
And now we get to Thursday, which is the anniversary for Phil and Kat. And of course, what does Phil do? He spends all day online begging for money instead of being with his wife. And remember, he's always complaining, I don't have time to spend with my wife. And his wife didn't work this day, and he makes his own schedule. So why, Phil? Why were you working today? And I use the words working loosely. And the very first thing we see when he opens up the pre-stream, ear pick and greasy hair wipe combo. Amazing. Just amazing content, Phil. And DSP has declared, since people are putting up videos about Fatal Fury, they have broken the game, and he's refusing to play it. That is right, he has rage quit a game that is not even out yet. Then today was a premiere day of Blueprints. The whole thing, the whole game, is puzzles. And DSP says his viewers can help him solve the puzzles in Blueprints if he gets stuck. AKA, tell me what to do the whole game. And then Hypocrite Side Phil is back. He is ranting about people buying multiple versions of The Last of Us, and his chat is going off on him about him buying multiple versions of Street Fighter 6.
Alright, if you're stupid enough to buy The Last of Us a 4th time, I don't think that anyone can help you. You'll just be dumb for the rest of your life. Now, if you've never played The Last of Us 1 and 2 before, this is probably a good value to.
And it looks like PWR is starting to come to his senses. Someone asked him if he still donates to Phil, and he says, no, I don't. So not only did DSP get 2 pizzas, breadsticks, he also got chicken wings with his Little Caesars order. And he was disappointed because it was frozen meat and not fresh. Imagine that, Phil. A fast food place using frozen food.
NJZ says, didn't you say you got bonus chicken wings yesterday with Little Caesars? We did. It was a container about this big, so not huge. And I think it had maybe like 6 or 7 chicken wings. But when I say chicken wings, it was the little mini drumsticks. And we had chosen the barbecue flavor. So my wife said she had one, didn't really like it. She was like, the barbecue sauce wasn't bad. But the moment she bit into the wing, she's like, you could tell this was like frozen, dried out chicken meat. It wasn't a fresh wing, a fresh piece of chicken. And it just didn't have good flavor in the meat. Like, the sauce was okay, but the meat was not good. So she just ate, she had like a bite of one and was like, I don't want it. And I was full after dinner. I was completely full. So I didn't have any. So I don't know, and she didn't like them, so maybe that's why they're free. I don't know.
And then something happened. Tonight was supposed to be the last co-host for Smart Guys, but unfortunately they had to cancel. So any married man in this situation be like, oh my god, it's a sign. I'm gonna take the night stream off. It's my wedding anniversary. I'm gonna spend it with my wife. Have a good night. But DSP, nope. Gotta get that money, dude. Then we have this from Energy. DSP Gaming, is the $50 you're gonna make tonight worth more than spending time with your wife on your anniversary? And then also, if he spends time with his wife, he can't spend time with us. Don't be selfish. And then Phil announces, instead of Smart Guys, he's gonna play Schedule 1 while his wife is downstairs by herself on her anniversary. Also in the chat, I feel like it's kind of crazy that Phil was given a free evening to spend time with his wife, and instead he chose to sit in his tight office alone, begging us for money. Kind of sad life, really. Phil, I speak for everyone when I say please take the night stream off. We want you guys to spend more than an hour together on your anniversary. DSP also announced he cannot do a wrestling show by himself because it'll be low support. And despite DSP being in Washington for over 10 years, he still runs on Eastern Time.
Well, Zero, I grew up on the East Coast, and I lived there my entire life until 2014 when I moved out here to Washington. So, yeah, I would argue I'm still very much of an East Coast mentality. I mean, I still go by East Coast time, like dinner. I eat dinner between 4 and 5 p.m. That's my dinner. That's East Coast dinner. You know, that's like, 7, 8 p.m. East Coast. That's when I'm eating dinner. I never really changed that. It's always been my time that I do stuff.
So let's see how the first day of Blueprints went for DSP.
Haley, I was taking a shit and spending time with my wife. So if you have an issue with that, I suggest that you get your own life. It's okay. After I started the stream at 11, I did a almost 2-hour podcast to take a break to use the bathroom and go for a quick walk with my wife. Pretty fucking stupid what you just said in chat. Okay. I received a $2 tip. Someone says, since I ranted yesterday about South of Midnight, I'm about to paint my nails and call myself Philippa. That's correct. Because I don't want people to bring outside politics and issues that have nothing to do with the game into my game playthrough on stream. I'm now going to start transitioning, apparently. How am I supposed to know what to do?
And look at that. DSP Gaming. 200 people watching. PWR. 699 people watching. So sad, Phil, so sad. And even on Kick, PWR started streaming, he has 99 people watching, DSP Gaming, 64. And the schedule changed yet again. First, it was supposed to be Smart Guys. Then he replaced it with Schedule 1. And then he started up the stream and decided, I don't want to play a game, I just want to talk and get money. So now it's just Q&A all stream. And a quote from DSP, today's my wedding anniversary. So I told my wife we could order anything she wanted. DSP 2025. And spoilers, she got sushi. And not only is he doing Q&A, he is now begging to open WWE cards just like he would on Smart Guys. And specifically, he wants $200 tonight. And someone asked DSP what they did today on their anniversary. And DSP said he watched his wife play Power Washing Simulator and decided they're gonna celebrate their anniversary next week on their day off. Now Phil, you make your own schedule. She did not work today. Why couldn't you just make today your day off? Then someone asked him what was the best faction in wrestling. And DSP says DX and NWO were the best. Now keep in mind, he never watched the Attitude Era, so he never watched DX, and he said he never watched WCW, so he never watched the NWO. Then we have Jose, about to go under 200 views, while PWR rises to 500. And then DSP still had the title as Schedule 1, and he got pissy when people told him about it. Well, I guess I'll change it since everyone's bitching about it. And DSP revealed he's been paying for the Nintendo Online service for the past 3 years. And I put this out, think about how many times he's played a Nintendo game that requires the online service. Okay, so let's see how DSP's night stream went.
Got so upset with me the other day for actually speaking my mind, because what it is, a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror and realize how ignorant they are. They don't. They don't want to look in the mirror and be like, oh shit, he has a point. Instead, they want to stay in that line of, well, I'm already being told what to think. I don't want to break out of that line of thought. I got to stay over here. Anyway, but tonight, again, as I've explained, if we hit $100 of support, I will still be unpacking one of these packs of cards. For every 100 that we get, if we get $200, I'll unpack both. I obviously tonight would like to get some support and hit a goal, but I don't think we're going to. I'm being frank with you, I don't think we will, because this is a situation where it's an impromptu filler thing. It doesn't matter what I do tonight, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of people that are happy, you know? If I play Schedule 1, people will complain the game is boring, why is there no Smart Guys? If I just sit here talking with you, people will complain, why aren't I playing Schedule 1? Because tonight, everyone was expecting Smart Guys. So there's nothing I can really do to fill in that gap or to make it up to you, but just hang out and, you know, try to entertain you. If it's a filler, why do I put up a goal? Because it's still content. It's still me working. That's like saying, I opened my sandwich shop today and I was supposed to have chicken sandwiches, but for some reason, the supplies didn't come in, so I can't make chicken sandwiches. So do I just decide I'm not going to try to sell my Philly cheesesteaks? Just don't do anything? No, we're not doing any food tonight. No, of course, I'm going to give you food. It's just not what you were expecting, but hopefully you still find it equally delicious and you'll pay me for it. You get it? I hope that makes sense. That's correct. More sandwich shop analogies. I think from now on, I'm just going to do sandwich shop analogies. I think I like these. I think they work well. Why are these so fucking in demand? Honestly, this is in demand for me because all I want to do is have something fun to do on a stream. I could give two fucks about its value. It's not an investment for me. I'm never going to go try to sell these or whatever. I'm not a collector who wants them. I just want to open them up and have fun with them on stream. Right? That's it. So what is with these people who are so obsessed with collectibles in 2025? They make everything so goddamn ultra rare that you can't get anything. I can't even have fun with the collectibles anymore. You know, when I was a kid, these were supposed to be for kids. Kids would collect these cards. And now it's all for adults. What do the kids do? They sit around with their thumbs up their fucking asses playing Fortnite and shit because they can't even play with these they can't get collectibles because some fucking, 50-year-old nerd is sitting there on his computer. Is it live yet? Is it live yet? Oh, the Final Fantasy 7 cards are live. 17, 18 boxes, 20 boxes. Jesus fucking Christ, man. No, not me. I'm not doing it. That's the point. I'm looking to occasionally buy a box when I run out of ones to open on my stream. I don't care about the value. I don't care about ever reselling. Can I be honest? Most of these cards I have, I'm never going to sell them. They're just going to sit around eventually, and then I'll go into storage. I'll throw them out or something. These is not, oh, one day I can't wait to make a fortune on this. I'm just messing around and having a good time with you guys, you know? Could I open Pokemon cards this Hearts to Hearts? I've heard Pokemon cards are the worst. I've legit heard that Pokemon cards are actually the rarest, most expensive, hardest to collect and have fun with. So I would say no. I don't think so. I really don't think so at all, okay? Pete Dunne. And it's just a standard card. This camera will not focus up close. If I tell it to manual... Oh, there we go. It did. It did, and then it unfocused. Did you see that shit? Okay, there. It's finally focusing. Pete Dunne. For Monday Night Raw. Why did it unfocus? This camera, I'm about to kick the shit out of it. It focuses and then unfocuses. Fuck this camera. Fuck this camera. Focus. Look, it will not focus. It's got a terrible autofocus. All right. So what I'm going to have to do, sadly, I'm going to have to manual focus or we're never going to be able to see these cards up for... See, it just gets blurry. What a stupid piece of shit. All right, let me do it. Ready? How dumb. Wow, great manual focus, or great autofocus there, Insta360. So, like I was...
DSP was then bragging about how he makes more money now, and he buys higher grade food because he's not living paycheck to paycheck. And you're never going to believe this, guys. The one-time only offer for kick badges is back. And DSP was complaining that the WWE cards he opens up, the boxes are too expensive. Says it's $70. But he also says there's 7 packs in a box, charges $100 per pack, so he makes $700 on a $70 box, but claims it's too expensive. And it looks like Dr. Lexus has deleted their channel. There is a chance that this new whale lands catamaran is Dr. Lexus. And look at that, he got his $215, $100 come from NDO, and a lot of anonymous and first-time viewers. And he titles this, Fighting Games, Wrestling, Collectibles, and More. Chill with Phil, April 11th, 2025. And look at that at the bottom of the screen. Remember, he's not a shill. You'll never see discount codes or anything like that in his content, dude. Well, look at that below April 11th. DSP Gaming earns commission on tagged products, and we see Lego Minecraft, the Shure microphone, and many, many other things. And now we get to Friday. Let's see how the week ended for DSP. He put out this tweet. Today's first stream is live. Join me for a chill podcast where we'll talk about ideas for goals, new merch, and more. Then it's the return to Minecraft for the first time in almost 5 years. So prepare for exploration and fun. And one of the very first things we see is DSP with his old man glasses on. But then something happened. Apparently the HOA was doing inspections, making sure everyone's alarms were working in the garage. And DSP was gone for almost an hour. Great meaningful content, dude. And he comes back, and the very first thing he does is he checks to see if anyone tipped him while he was away. And can you imagine, as Phil Collins points out, if they went into his office and they saw the fire alarm just ripped out, man oh man, DSP would be in so much trouble. And DSP's gonna retcon playing Minecraft, how he built stuff and he had fun and everyone enjoyed it. When in fact, Mr. Papavera, a former Dent, was the one building everything and DSP just walked around going, wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? Wow. That's awesome, dude.
Looked it up, it was something like 180 hours of Minecraft gameplay. In that time frame, I did so much stuff, including, you know, setting up an initial house, farm, giant tower, tree house, a dock where I could fish, a portal to the nether, all kinds of defenses. And then we explored. If you remember, we went out to the open world and we explored for a while. And we actually found the first village with the villagers and all of that. So then what I did is I found a way to connect the two. We had built a portal in the nether that went through the nether and connect it to the other side so you could like run through the nether and teleport to this village. And then I went and built giant things out there, like big fortress. Remember, I had like a big gates all built around the village to defend the village and everything. It was pretty awesome. It was 180 hours of great stuff. Giant statues I built. And of course, it was all with help. It wasn't always me. Mr. Papavero was a very frequent viewer and contributor to the Minecraft content back then, along with other people who gave me ideas. We even had weekly streams where, hey, if you contribute, you know, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, you get to name something. Because the name tags are an item that you find. And if you apply a name tag to a creature, an item in the universe, you can name it, right? So we had that. We had this pretty good stuff. It was really fun. And the thing that really, in my opinion, made those streams meaningful, worthwhile, and as fun as they were, was the interaction that I had with you. Because if it was just me doing it for myself, I feel like it would have been exciting to the point where you're just doing initial discovery of what's in the world, but then it would have gotten boring. But it really was your feedback, your conversation, that social aspect that we had when I did my Minecraft streams that made them fun and special and made them work for a year and a half. I feel like if I hadn't had that interaction with you guys and it wasn't a chill streaming stuff, it wouldn't have been nearly as good, okay? So you have to understand that I really feel like what we should do when we play this game together is hang out and have a social experience as well as it being about the game. It's not just about me playing Minecraft. It's about us hanging out and having fun conversations while I'm playing the game.
Then DSP started playing Minecraft, and he had promo codes from McDonald's, and the card said to go online and enter at a website, and DSP automatically says he disagrees, and he should be able to do it through the game. What a sociopath. And then DSP kept dying over and over and over in Minecraft. You know how bad you have to be to continuously die in Minecraft? It's made for children. Then he makes wood for a crafting table. Okay, I need wood for a sword. But how do I make wood? DSP, everyone. And there you see the state of DSP's Minecraft stream. His face in his hands, and it says, "You died. Darkside Phil fell from a high place." And the support was not there. And he kept telling people, you better support this, otherwise I'm not playing Minecraft anymore. And look at those man boobs, they're just busted at the seams. Then we have taxation is theft. It's your tax dollars converted to welfare / disability / government handout converted to money back to you. Recycling. Then look at that. Look at the face of that man. He loves his job. He loves his family. He loves his life. Okay, so let's see how DSP did.
Guys, we are at $81 to support. Last chance, because this will be my last attempt to play someone in this piece of shit game. And after this, I am going to give fighting games a break. It's not worth it. There's no fun to be had playing these with this awful netcode. So this will be my last set for a while in fighting games. Please support the stream. It's the last chance if you want to support and get us at least to 100 bucks. If we hit the goal, it would be great. It sucks that I play games and I do worse than if I just hang out and talk with you guys. I think that's ridiculous, but I guess it is what it is. All right, guys, we got time for a couple more randoms, but we're winding down. So last chance if you want to support. We're around 60 bucks to support. So we're a far cry from hitting the goal. We really are. And this is the second week in a row for fighting games. Essentially slowing everything down with my momentum. I think it might be time to retire them for a bit, you know? We needed something new. We do. We need something new. We need a rebalance in Street Fighter 6, or we need a new collection to come out. Maybe I'll come back to fighting games when the collection comes out that has CVS 2. But I'm getting burnt out on this laggy, unfun online shit. And obviously, you know, if this is the one slow stream of the week, that's sad. The rest of the week has been great, right? No matter what I did this week. Last week, I literally just sat here and talked with you guys for 2.5 hours. And you guys supported me so much, gave me over 200 bucks. Here I'm playing fighting games, and I can't even get, you know, halfway to my goal. That's pretty pathetic.
What? Oh my God. I can't do anything. Again, shouldn't have lost my characters to nonsense. Fucking BB Hood got hit by literally nothing. BB Hood got hit by no legit hits, so I lose a character because the game is unplayable online. What a great game, right? Fucking fuck this game. Fuck the Cannon Brothers. Fuck everyone who fucking is involved in putting out these awful collections. And fuck the FGC for pretending like they're good. Fuck them all. They're all losers. So I'll literally never get to enjoy fighting games again because every idiot says this is good. So I just can't ever enjoy a fighting game. This is it. This is the epitome of what I'll ever play with a fighting game ever again. This garbage online.
You must learn to lose before you can win. You will play and you will lose. You will lose, you will lose, you will lose. But eventually, as you play more, you will learn strategies, you will learn things about the game that will make you better. But if you get so fucking frustrated every time you lose, you get angry or you get depressed, whatever your emotional response is, that it makes you not want to play anymore, you're never going to win. You have to be a good loser before you can be a good winner.
And at first, it looked like he did not hit his goal. As he was at $81, he logged off. Then all of a sudden, all these subs came in and he hit the goal and he came back to celebrate. And he got just enough to hit exactly the goal. Funny how that works out. And look at that, at the end of the week, $1,114 spent in WWE Champions for Down from the Rafters. And this is a good question too. Since he's now verified on Kick and gets paid weekly, are we going to start seeing stuff like this every single week? And that was the week for DSP. If you like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe. Subscribe my other channels on the details or the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.